1, go, Bren, go! We're live.
Welcome to episode 74, Plat Chat Overwatch, everybody. It's a lovely day here in Texas.
No, it's not.
It's not actually.
Hell yeah! What the hell
We
you
have
wearing?
no hot water.
Yeah.
Our pipes froze overnight.
Yep. It's very cold.
There's 2 feet of snow outside our door.
There's not 2 feet of snow. There's half a foot of snow.
Hold on, you were the one this morning who said there was 2 feet of snow.
There was 2 foot of snow piled up on top, like in a very specific part of Wyatt's car.
Yeah.
And that's what I told you guys, and then you mocked me for saying there was 2 foot of snow.
Weren't
Yeah.
you supposed to like run your hot water or something last night, or to keep like?
So
keep
I
your
actually
ice
trickled.
freezing?
I trickled a bunch of my taps so that there was
Yeah.
water running through it, so the water doesn't stop and crystallize and freeze. I guess I didn't run it through the hot mode on them.
Oh,
So you need I don't know the fucking plumbing of the house.
I've never lived in a place where you have to do that.
You just ran
so.
cold water through the pipes all night, and then you're
Yeah, so we have
confused of
cold
why it's
water.
frozen.
but presumably the pipe where the hot water comes from is frozen.
I don't know. I don't understand how plumbing works.
No,
so I
neither do
don't get it.
I don't know.
I don't know why it shouldn't just work if you left it trickling anyway. I mean,
If it's
pipe-
hot water, why wouldn't it unthaw or like unfreeze?
Unthaw.
but it's harder to freeze
You said
running
the wrong
water.
thing.
It's harder to freeze running water. Isn't that the idea?
That is the idea, yes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether it's hot or cold. It's just running. I mean, it does matter
But
because
there must be some difference in, because listen, when
Isn't hot water actually faster to freeze?
What?
It's hot water.
Wait,
Hold on.
I'm googling that.
Explain.
I think hot water. I think you can
What?
freeze hot water faster.
Can in fact freeze faster than cold water for a wide range of experimental conditions. This phenomenon is extremely counterintuitive and surprising even to most scientists, but it is in fact real.
It's
God, I'm
called
a genius.
The Mapanga effect. The Mapemba
What?
effect. Yeah,
How?
the
Yeah, the
Mapemba effect.
Mapemba.
Yeah,
Mapemba.
Mapemba.
Which, interestingly, sounds like one of the new heroes that Overwatch might release in Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
Mapemba.
Maybe.
What?
Remember.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I've been reading a lot of Overwatch lore for reasons we'll get to later.
Oh,
It was
okay.
named after a Tanzanian schoolboy.
I got my
Why are you wearing that?
ski, what do they call it?
Snood.
Is
Isn't
it a snood?
Is
What
that
is
a
this,
snood?
Nah.
Johnny?
That's like a.
I don't know.
You're from Sweden, you should know. I don't know. Yeah, what is this called?
Yeah, look,
is it
snood.
A scarf.
it
A
comes
scarf.
on
No,
my-
it's not a snood.
My head as well. Anyway, it's cold, and so
Yeah, dude. Hugo's got a snood, dude. Hugo's got one of those.
So what heat
Not that one.
heat escapes from the top of your head quickly.
It does for me.
Yeah.
And if you want to stay warm, you got to cover your head. So that's what I've been doing. I've been covering my head. I
Oh,
don't know
I
where
see.
my other hats have gone, but I did find this.
So you've just been walking around the house like that?
Yeah, and I look a bit like a babushka, you know.
Oh,
Like,
you're gonna be living with you're gonna be living with Kurt forever.
Don't do
Kurt,
an
he's gonna be
impression of a
latching on to you.
Do you want
Don't
some?
do an impression of a babushka. I'm going to tell you, we just recorded Plat Chat Valorant, right, for this week.
Yeah.
And we had
Shameless
a break.
plug. Go watch it so they can continue to keep recording it.
Exactly. Go watch it. Go sub to the channel. But also,
Matt wants it to die, I think. His attitude towards the Plat Chat Valorant side, ever since he signed with
What?
Activision Blizzard,
he's part of the wars, the developer wars.
he's been cutting our internet. He's been changing the password to the account whenever we try and upload it.
Yeah, I want somebody to sponsor that shit. Somebody go sponsor it. Wyatt needs something to do. Avast needs food. Like we gotta get that show
Yeah.
sponsored.
Okay, so anyway, I was recording that and we had a bit of a break. And so I went back over to my place and I was, having a snack and I sat down and I noticed something out of my window. And somebody had tried to park in the car park opposite us and couldn't get started and their car was stuck. And they
Did you
were
help?
There was a woman pushing the car while the guy was inside it, drifting, his
Yeah.
back tires all over the place, drifting from side to side. I looked out the window and no one was helping them. And it's a suburban area, but people must have been able to see outside of their houses. And I have not interacted with other humans that much, apart from you lot.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I should really go out and help them. but they don't have a mask on. But okay, all right, I'll go and help them. So I may have unwittingly opened us up to all sorts of things, but I helped,
You
helped
broke
some
the
citizens.
bubble.
Wait, what? Yeah,
You get COVID right now.
No. Okay. So I don my mask. I'm all wrapped up, right? So there ain't no breath getting in or out there. I wander outside, and this woman looked really, really angry. She was like gesturing towards the man inside. I was like, I don't know whether I even want to get involved in this. Like, she looks like she's pissed off at what's happening out there. And actually, it was a deaf couple signing at each other, trying to get the car going. And so when I came outside and I was like, do you want some help? And then she kind of looked at me and she nodded. And I was like, there's already something strange going on.
Yeah,
I don't understand what's happening.
Did you help
and then,
them?
Yeah, I helped them. Yeah. And so me and Beth were both outside pushing this car, trying to dig it out and stuff. And I mean, I haven't had exercise like that in months. In months. I'm pushing this car up and out of a car park and up down the road. And I'm slipping all over the snow. And in the meantime, there's just our next door neighbors were sat in a car to warm themselves up and they were looking at us and chuckling. I don't know why they weren't helping.
Why weren't they helping?
I don't know, but they just sat and looked at us and chuckled.
So that you got the car out.
Yeah, we got the car out, and they were very thankful,
nice,
and
nice.
they drove away, and yeah, they had a
How did
grand
you
old time.
communicate, like, where to push the car? Did you just, like, point and, like...
Yeah, I don't know whether you're aware, Jonathan, but pushing a car in a direction is actually quite simple to, like,
it's
get
not
the
like,
gist of what's going
What do you
on.
think, Johnny? He got on
No,
the
but, like,
passenger
I'm
side of the door
curious.
and started to push that way? Like, what was he trying to do?
No, you know, but obviously there's some conversation around there. Like, Josh doesn't just go up and start pushing the car, you know? Like,
I mean,
you're just
I
like,
saw
this
her
is someone's
pushing.
car.
I
You're
walk
trying
up
to be
and I
humble.
go, do you want me
Yeah.
to push? And I just made some pushing like gestures, and she said yes, and then I started pushing, and that really was about all the verbal communication required.
I lost the picture, you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sure
got
yeah, I
guys
know.
did great.
Yeah.
So-
It's still fine on the
It's
recording.
fine on a recording, but for some reason it just
Oh, it's
Oh,
back.
I
it
see
just
you guys
disappears
now.
sometimes. We
Where
don't
did you
really-
guys
When I go
go?
into studio mode so I can edit stuff on
Ah,
the screen.
nice.
Yeah,
like,
I made a
Plat chat
joke.
watermark wasn't there, so I added it.
I
But
made a
went into
joke
studio
because
mode.
on what we saw was just me, corner surrounded by darkness, and I made a joke on Plat Chat Valorant saying, "I'm surrounded by the ether," and then I realized in
Nothing had
hindsight
changed.
nothing had changed, and it just looked you just really weird, really strange.
Lord.
Yeah, but
So I've done my good deed for the day.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
exercise for
Yeah,
the month,
awesome.
and I feel
Yeah,
good about
good
myself.
job.
That's it.
well done.
That's what I
Yeah.
had to share with the class.
But also,
Didn't make a snowman though.
haven't showered.
No, I'm a
As well.
stinky boy.
Yep, haven't
Stinky,
showered at all.
stinky
There's
boy.
no hot water. We can't shower.
No, I mean you could
Yeah.
have a cold
Just
shower.
shower in the cold.
Somebody sent me a comment that somebody, I don't know why they sent me this, because it just made me feel bad about myself, but they were like, the comment said, "Why does Bren always look so greasy?"
Greasy.
And I was like, I can see why they would think that. You know, there's a lot of testosterone flowing
Really?
in this room, at least. Yeah.
Well, hell yeah.
Are we going to talk about Overwatch for fuck's sake?
Good
No.
point.
Yeah.
Good
okay.
point.
I don't want to listen how greasy you are. Josh told a nice story. I
did
learned
tell a
about
nice story.
the Mapenga effect. Now I want to talk about Overwatch.
What have you got for us?
Well, okay, the first
Sideshow's
topic
story might have been
is-
the best story ever told on Plat Chat.
The
Just
first,
saying that.
I was going to go into detail about, you know, the greasiness of me, but we can talk about Overwatch if you want.
I
You
don't
want to talk about
care.
it?
I see your greasy face every week. I know your face is greasy.
Greasy gamer alert.
Yeah,
So you want to talk about Overwatch?
I'd love to
I
talk
do.
about Overwatch.
I do.
Yeah, okay.
I'd love
Okay,
to.
experimental patch then. Let's talk about that. They released a new experimental patch,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they made a couple of changes. The most notable one, the first one I believe, was the Orisa change, which if that goes
why
through,
would they release the experimental card if they didn't have any changes, Bren? What would they do? They just put it live with nothing different and just fucking make it. Hey guys, the experimental
what are
card's
you
back
doing
up.
here? What is this?
You just say, oh well, the experimental card's up and they've made a few changes. Like, well, why wouldn't they make changes?
Yeah,
the
it's called like a
experimental card. That's the point
segue
of it.
into the meat of the topic.
He loves to shit talk hosts, doesn't he, Matt?
Yeah, Matt, you.
I'd
I
love
don't know
to
what's
see
wrong
him
with you.
do
What
it
is this?
himself.
What is this? A comedy bit?
I don't like to shit talk. What?
What is this, a bit?
I was just judging the way he was talking about it.
You're very judgmental.
Well, you going to the Laugh Factory a little bit later?
I am never judgmental.
Pull up the mic. Oh, what's up with Airplane food. What's up with podcast hosts? Huh?
Airplane food.
Shut
I never
up,
say anything
Matt.
bad about airplane food.
I've had some quite nice airplane
Matt,
food.
do you remember the episode number when you hosted last?
13, maybe. I don't know.
All right, someone look that up.
Yeah, it
Been
may
a
have
bit,
been.
been a
It
bit.
was. I think it was before the T-Mobile.
It was,
yeah.
business,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, that
Because
was
it
the
was
Lego Bastion skin episode.
Yeah, those were like the
Yeah.
original episodes where Johnny left his mic on mute for 95% of them, and then he was just kind of sat there as a little jolly
Now he's
boy.
attacking me.
Yeah,
What the-
was something wrong with this guy? I'm
Can we
telling you.
replace this guy with a vast or
I'm gonna
something?
put a
What's
muzzle
happening?
on him. He's like a little chihuahua. Look at him.
What?
All right, let's talk about Orisa.
He's like
Because
balding backwards. What was
This
that?
change, to me, I tweeted about this as well. This seems like a large change, like a large buff to Orisa. But one might argue that it's almost necessary.
No.
No.
Well, here's the thing. Orisa is, statistically speaking, the statistics that we have from public data on Overbuff, she has a below 50% win rate.
Yeah.
There's a very low pick rate.
Good.
She's just not a good hero at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the problems?
Listen, I don't like playing Orisa. I don't like playing against Orisa. But
No, I'm on board with everything you've said
no,
so far.
Listen, I had this.
Where's
so
the
I
but?
held this fucking mentality until one day, BlizzCon 2019. I remember I was at the after party and I saw Scott Mercer and I was talking to Scott. Maybe it wasn't BlizzCon. Maybe it was the grand finals. I was talking to Scott Mercer. The point was,
Yeah.
I was talking to him about the balance of
The point
Orisa.
is, Bren knows people, and he can call him Scott because he's close like that.
Yeah, and if you're
Yeah,
careful, I'll
they're
call him up
buddies.
and get you sacked. All right. Okay. The point was, Orisa was in the meta at the time, and I was like going on and on and on. And one of the comments I made was, "Oh, I mean, like, who even plays Orisa, right? She must be like one of the least played heroes."
No.
And Scott was like, "Why? Yeah. Well, what the fuck are you saying? No."
I'm saying no because all of the people who have no fingers play Orisa. 50% of the player base plays Orisa as the main tank because they can't play other main tanks because she's very easy.
They don't have fingers.
It's also a likable hero. Like it's a horse. It's a robot horse. That's great.
But what I was going to say was, a lot of the player base likes to play Orisa.
Yes.
Josh, but in a
Yeah.
much nicer way. In a much nicer way. So the thing is, if she has a below 50% win rate, they should do something to try and at least get her up to playable range, which is like a 50% medium. You know what I mean? No one agrees with me. I
I mean,
don't like playing
50%
against
would be
Orisa.
the
But
medium.
here's
Yeah,
the thing.
I mean,
This change, it's not like you're being hard CC'd. You're not shooting into a shield. It does make her much harder to kill, but they're not changing the fortify cooldown. It's still going to be on a very large cooldown.
it doesn't
I-
make her any more fun. Like, it still just makes her boring.
That's what you
well,
think.
it is. You can flank more. You can
Yeah,
be more
she can
aggressive.
flank
and,
more.
like,
Sorry,
Flanks
why-
with Orisa.
Why would
Who's
you want
like-
Orisa to flank
Yo,
more?
Super does.
Evil toaster
What
buff.
Orisa goes on the flank?
Why would
Super does.
Why would you
I
promote
watch
that
him.
game style? If that's the way to make Orisa fun, please
Send
try
her on
and
the
rework
flank.
Orisa. I mean, if you've got to the point where you need to promote a flanking Orisa playstyle, you need to go back and revisit the
She's
core
been
concept
so
of the agent.
boring for ages, and now you
hero.
finally feel like a tank. Like not as in like a tank, main tank, but as like a tank, as in like a military grade Panzer aluminum war machine, just
aluminum
rolling in,
made
just
a tank out of aluminum.
just destroying pavements and just like rolling in. And then you have this machine gun of a thing just shooting like African hell lasers, just raining down on the opponents. Like this is a tank, you know? Like holy shit! I want to go play Orisa now.
I think this change. Listen, I think it could be reasonable, but I want to see it played out.
I made a comment earlier, and I'd like to walk it back because I feel bad about what I said.
Mm-hmm.
I said that. Stop looking at me like that.
Yeah, go on.
I said Orisa players are fingerless bots, referencing a comment made by Ardis previously in Valorant. I don't agree with that. I've played with and against someone called Frags by the Foot who plays with his feet, and he's a much better main tank than I am. And so I don't think that's the reason at all. I think the reason is that their brains can't take more agile main tanks.
You can't play Orisa.
No, because my brain's too big. I'm like Costa.
You can't play Moira, dude.
Yeah, you can't play Moira
You
as
can't play
well.
Moira.
Okay,
You,
but
you should not
let
be
me
commenting on this.
let me get to the core issue here. I think
Uh-huh.
people love Orisa because she's simple. People love Orisa because you can get value out of her by playing statically. The actual people that enjoy the character enjoy and revel in the fact that you don't have to do the crazy stuff that you have to do on Ryan and Winston in order to find value. You can find value quite easily by just positioning correctly and alternating your shield usage and coordinating with the rest of your team, right? It's a much simpler main tank to get value out of. That's the niche. You don't need to make her a flanker or incredibly
I don't
fun.
think they're trying to make her a flanker.
But you don't need to make her have 50% playtime or 50% win rate. If she is a simple hero in the game, she doesn't need to be a high win rate hero as well.
Well, I'm not saying make her a high win rate,
I thought you said you wanted to make her 50%.
which is even.
Right. I don't think she should even necessarily be 50% win rate across all. Like, you can have heroes in the game that are very good.
Entry level.
Entry level heroes is a great way of putting it, where they're great at a lower level when people are bad, but they tail off as people get good. Those exist in every MOBA game, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
like
they do.
every
They do.
MOBA has noob slayers and stuff that's easy to handle, and maybe they fall off at the high level. Why is that not a thing that can exist in Overwatch? I think that is a thing that should and can exist. And I think Orisa's like the prime example of what it should be. She has niche uses at the top level, but she shouldn't be balanced for 50% win rate, in my opinion, because she's simple. Her niche is that she's easy to use and easy to get into.
She should be the
50%.
basic entry level shield tank. She should be the
making
basic
her win rate
entry level.
50% does not take away from that fact.
Well,
I think it does.
I think
Why?
Because
It doesn't
if
make
she's-
her a must pick.
No, it doesn't make her a must pick. But if she's currently, let's say she's at a 33%, right? She wins
Sure.
1 in 3 games, something like that.
Yeah.
Just pulling numbers out of my butt. You have to make her significantly better to the point where she is comparable and can win against any other main tank in order to push her win rate up to 50. You'd have to make her really quite good.
And to
order
make
to
her
be-
good at the lower levels for the people who are already having an easy time playing her, you're going to have to make her really good, which is just going to boost her at the highest level too.
Yeah, I don't think she's a hard hero to balance. You can make her 50% win rate. She's a hard hero to make fun and balanced. And I don't think that making her fun is even a good idea because people enjoy her because she isn't. So don't make her
Would
good.
you say that this is a good change for noobs in that they get less punished for their bad play?
Yeah, I would say so.
100%. You have terrible shield cooldown. Doesn't matter.
So
Headbutts
wouldn't
and
that play
bullets.
into your noob
I think this is
character
purely
kind of thing?
Exactly.
But the issue is
I think you
buffing
just hate
Orisa.
Orisa.
No, the issue. Okay, issue is buffing Orisa so that she is a must pick, or not even a must pick, a 50% of the time pick at the top level. I think is just not healthy for the game. It's not fun.
Maybe they're not.
Oh
balanced at
no,
the
it's
top
not.
level, though.
No.
Yeah.
You think this is a balance made for the top level?
I think this is a balance to make her more. I mean, this balance literally is better the better you get because it stops people who are going to shoot at your head. At a lower level, people are aiming at people's toes, and it's not going to make any difference.
I mean, she's got a pretty
That's a good
big head.
point.
She's got a huge head.
Yeah.
Like her difference in survivability when her fortify's
Yeah.
up is monstrous now. It makes an enormous difference. And at the
She's
top level, you
very,
get shredded
very
immediately
tanky.
because everyone just shoots her head.
Yeah.
She would. The thing is, she's still quite weak,
Yeah, I mean,
even with this change
I
being
think
made.
I think that is the question. Okay, I think the
It's
question
like,
is
how much
is that
Go ahead, Johnny. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
well, I interrupted you, Brent, so technically I should stop. But I think you were onto something there. Like, is this buff good enough to warrant like a meta shift? I think that's what you were trying to say, right?
Yeah, and also trying to imply like how much damage are you expecting Narissa to be able to get done with this fortify?
it's not damage; it's space that you can.
But when I say damage,
hold
I
of.
don't mean physical damage in the game. I mean like how damaging is it going
Right,
to be to
the
the
impact.
ecosystem of the meta? With
I mean, you
this
don't
buff?
know, right?
Because yeah, I mean it makes her more durable, but it's a cooldown you can punish for sure.
Yeah,
It's like a very long cooldown. I think it's like 13 seconds.
it is very long.
I can't remember
Yeah.
the exact number. I don't play Orisa.
She also the point though is that you alternate it with the shield, so it's not like you're popping fortify
Right.
and then
Shields are very weak as well, though.
like a,
Yes, her
a
shields have been
defense
nerfed.
matrix or like a Sigma like kinetic grasp in there, right? Like you start rotating some of these cooldowns,
Yeah, it's on
like
the
she
same
has
kind of
fortify
level.
back. Like
yeah, it's
no, I'm saying, but in a combination with an Orisa, now like Orisa has fortify up every like fight.
I guess
sure, but
the question just becomes for me, what is your aim with Orisa when you're making these balances? What's the aim? Is the
What's,
aim
like,
to
the end
make her
game for
better?
Orisa?
Is the aim to make her more fun? Is the aim to push her more into the meta? Like, what is the aim?
I think,
Because I think she's in a fine place.
Make her, like,
Didn't it say? Doesn't it say developer comment on the experimental core thing?
If I was to guess, I feel like
And just help it
yeah,
feel
it
more
just says
consistent.
kind of like a
is what
generic
it says.
defensive.
So I want to go back
Hmm.
to a
Yeah.
point that I brought up, which is hero fantasy. Okay?
What?
Do you remember when I brought this up?
No.
yeah,
hero- the
it was
hero
like an
fantasy.
episode or two ago.
It was
What?
it was a while ago, but I brought
We
up
talked
the
about this
concept.
extensively.
This is a
Yeah.
concept I've been thinking about more and more. And
Okay.
the concept of hero fantasy. When you lock in a hero, there's
Yeah.
a certain fantasy of what you want to be able to achieve and what you want to feel playing that hero
Okay.
from a casual point
Yeah.
of view.
Right.
When you
right.
lock in Orisa, like Johnny was saying, you want to feel like a Panzer tank, except you've got a fucking nuclear fusion reactor on your arm. You know what I mean? Like, and you're unkillable. But the thing is, I think they're trying to move Orisa more into that direction where she is, okay, they press Fortify. Still pretty easy to die if you get headshot. But they probably want Fortify to be an ability like, you're in a 1v6 as Orisa, you might be able to stall a bit, you're still going to die even if you pop the Fortify, even with this change. You know what I mean? It's... the thing is, I think this is pretty strong. I think it's a pretty big buff. And I think it might push her back into the meta pretty significantly. But at the same time,
I don't think it'll do that.
you got to consider
Yeah.
the hero fantasy.
And you think the hero fantasy with Orisa is just staying alive? It's
Big,
like
brawly, tanky. You want to feel like a walking machine.
right. It's more
of
like
death.
like tanking in WoW where you just soak damage.
Yeah, and
That's the idea.
I think
Yeah.
like she already, unless you can aim, which a lot of players can't do at the lowest level, right? Like it's a hard, it's the whatever is it called, the
Yeah,
fusion cannon.
sure.
It's a projectile. And unless you're hitting all your shots, Orisa does put out a ton of damage if you're hitting headshots, but yeah, I think. Here's the thing. I started this. My entire mindset of this is that I thought it was too strong, but I can understand why they're trying to bring it up to a 50% level.
Yeah.
So
I
because
just
they-
don't think you can never get everything to a 50% level.
Well,
Like,
I mean, they're
kind
pretty
of-
close actually with this meta. The next lowest, I think, statistically speaking, of the stats that we have, I think, was Reaper.
Where are you
Okay,
getting this
and
info
Reaper
from?
gets an
Overwatch.
adjustment too, right? I think
Yeah,
Reaper
Reaper's
is
actually
just
getting an
experimental.
adjustment.
Yeah.
So they have more accurate numbers than us. They know,
Of course.
Yeah.
the dev team know the actual numbers of what is actually winning a certain rank.
It would be quite odd if they didn't have more accurate numbers than we do.
Exactly. And the closer you obtain like an above 50% win rate on all heroes, which sounds incorrect, but apparently the maths works out somehow. The better you are to like a healthy meta where stuff is playable.
No, I mean, everything. Sombra is always one that sticks out. She's always going to be low just
Yeah,
because
she requires
people.
coordination.
Yeah. And I mean, we've all played ring. Nobody coordinates
That's-
anything.
This is what I want though for Orisa to be the anti-Sombra, where
What do you mean?
she's good and picked and fun at lower levels, but at the higher level is just too default, too basic.
Too bad. Yeah.
Which is the opposite of Sombra, where at the lower level she's just weak. You can't combo her with anything. There's no structure to the game, so you just run around and people
Right.
aren't good enough with her. But at the top level, she's insane because of the coordination.
And if you ever buffed Sombra's like weapon to be like Tracer, she would be the best hero in the game. Like
Yeah.
she would just murder people. I mean, can you imagine if she did as much damage as Tracer? She'd just come out of stealth on a Zen, just kill him in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And like
It'd be
Bastion, I
terrible.
think, is another great example of a niche hero where no one's trying to make Bastion 50% pick rate. You know what I mean? Like,
Holy moly.
Oh boy.
Oh,
like it's fine that
Yeah.
Bastion is at the bottom of the pick rates. He's niche.
yeah.
Bastion metas are
Only
not good.
played when the team needs to draw.
Yeah, I mean, Bastion metas
Yeah.
are not good, but win rate is still okay when
Yeah.
he does get
Or-
played.
Yeah. Junker Town.
All right, what's the next changes? We've been on this topic for.
Yeah.
What's the next?
Can I
experimental?
just say before my dog starts barking? I just think it's a good experimental card change. Siri, please.
You think it's
Trying to talk
good?
here. I think it's a good experimental card change because you can try it out. And also, the question I had for Sideshow, but we can move on, would be just be like, I think if you wanted to nerf or reset the pro level, you'd probably want to nerf the ultimate. more than anything else.
Yes.
Because why they make Orisa so powerful in the high level is because they're able to use that ultimate for all 5 players and combo it with other abilities, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's what you're looking at if you want to nerf the high level. But we can move on.
Crazy.
Yes, the next change, I believe, was it a Reaper? Yes, it was the Reaper
Yeah.
changes. So with this, they were basically like, okay, we took a look at Reaper, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to smooth out the damage. So if you were to look at a graph of this, his effective range has kind of been brought to a little bit more of a medium, which essentially means he doesn't do as much damage up close, but he does do it from slightly longer distance away. I haven't played around with this yet, but I will say, having played, like, whenever I've had to play Reaper because it's suited. Right now, I'm on a bit of a tear. I'm not gonna lie. If you see me in the ranked games, you best be Q dodging me because listen, I am absolutely on one. I'm on the hunt right
for
now.
free SR.
No, don't do that. But I'm on a bit of a tear, and every now and then you find yourself having to play Reaper because it fits comp or like what the enemy team's running, or your team is just deciding to play Lucio Moira and they won't switch off of it. So you kind of have to play like brawl into it, and you have to adapt your team anyway. Not going to get into it, but I like this change a lot. For kind of obvious reasons. I mean, it just makes it feel nicer to play, I think.
Yeah. I mean, this is... I almost feel like it's a little bit more quality of life because, like, sometimes Reaper was just difficult to play because you just can't get close enough to do anything, right? Where this allows you, like, at medium range to still be pretty effective. And then, obviously, still close range to be super strong, where I think Reaper should thrive the most. He's a little bit like a little bit less strong up close, but I don't think it's going to make a significant difference. I think having him be able to do things from like medium range
Makes
is
him more
probably
general.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, he's more of a generalist. It reminds me of the Tracer buff that they made a while back where they tightened her spread so she could play like outside flashbang range more consistently. I think it's a fairly significant buff to Reaper.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because a lot of what makes Reaper bad is that you can't play anything other than close range.
Yeah.
It's just it's his fundamental flaw,
You have
and
to
they've
play on that
reduced that a
knife's
bit.
edge of survivability.
If you
by
can't
being
close
right
the
up
gap
close.
to within 2 feet of your opponent, you just stand there and just shoot into the air, just at nothing.
Yeah. It's gonna make him a little more. It's gonna make him a little more viable. Now, again, is this a good thing for the game? Taking the specialists and making them more general? I don't know, but I think the Reaper mains will be happy.
The Reaper mains. You're talking about them like they're a player base. Like a significant portion of the player base is like, log on every day.
Malik,
pick the Reaper, run around.
Malik will be happy. He was a Reaper main.
I think Reaper's a fun hero.
Reaper.
But I agree with you. I think this makes him too general because this almost guarantees at some point we're going to see this awful meta where it's like Lucio Moira, Reaper Sombra, and they just run and they just brawl. Like, wasn't it this past year we had like Torb Reaper and it was the most lame shit ever? And it's like this change is just going to enable that even further because you make less damage like close range. But like, how often are you a pro player and you're like in the face of a Sigma or something? Like, you're chasing those people, generally speaking, which means that you'll have higher damage output when you're chasing. So I actually think that this is a pretty significant change. I don't think it's healthy for the game overall.
I mean, this one helps Reaper a ton, I feel like.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. We'll have to see. I mean, again, these are experimental card changes not actually put into the game. But we'll have to see.
You look wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what, though. I love these last 2 changes.
So,
Yes.
Winston. Oh my God, I'm choking.
Don't choke, little nude wearer.
Winston needed this type of change, right?
Yeah,
I
think so.
He would just jump in, get his ass beat, go back to the spawn, and then come back and do it again. Now maybe
he's
he
being
can live.
played in a lot of the meta at the moment.
He's
It's a bit
been played if you're
experimental.
good, right?
Yeah.
Yes, if you're good. I mean, this is just going to help. I feel like this is such a minor change, this allocation of 50 armor, that it's going to help in ways that you don't know yet. Like, there will be moments when you survive on 10 health and Winston, and this is the result of it because of a change like this. Just that one little tiny bit of extra survivability that can push you all the way up can be the difference.
He's also, I like the armor change generally with Winston because it makes him better against the things that normally roll him. Like Reaper, for example, Tracer, Sombra, the kind of things that you always run in Winston versus Winston compositions, where you're running these like bonehead rush comps, where it's like the Winston and then the Reaper Sombra or Tracer Sombra or whatever else you want. The kind of things, the heroes that Winston enables, he also gets shut down by. And this change does something to help him be a bit more survivable in those compositions. Because against like Tracer and Reaper and Sombra, who shoot a lot of small damage pellets, the armor ends up being a big difference.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. It's a pretty small change, so it's not like it's going to be like game changing either. But like Winston is a pretty basic hero at this point. Like he can leap in, drop a shield, and sometimes he gets angry and boops people around. It's like I think this is a pretty good change because it's not. He doesn't need much more, but like he's just trying to jump around, like to buff his health a little bit. Like I like it.
I'm most excited for the last change, the Wrecking Ball one. Wrecking Ball is just, he is so strong right now.
People have gotten too good with him.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you could have like gone with the grappling claw, maybe increase the cooldown of it, but I think he would just feel so bad to play. Like the best part about Wrecking Ball is the movement. So like taking that away would just make him kind of useless. To where I feel like this is probably the best means they had to try and bring him in line. I mean, you play him on live, you can just knock people. Every second you're just knocking people all over the place. It's crazy.
Is
that fun though?
It's tons of fun when you are the Wrecking Ball, but when you're the other team and you get back into a fight, you get knocked over there, you walk back, you get knocked over here, like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is oppressive to play against. Like you play against a good ball player, it's ridiculous. Actually, utterly ridiculous. They're just.
I guess we're getting to that point. Yeah,
it's
those top tier Wrecking Ball players are insane, Bren.
Yeah, it's not fun to play against.
Bren plays against a lot of top tier Wrecking Ball players.
You joke about it, but I've had. Listen, in my time, I've played probably 400 games of Overwatch ranked this season.
Okay.
And I've played against quite a lot of level 25 accounts in that time.
Yeah.
And some of them are top level tank players just on their way up, getting 100 SR a win, but sometimes they land in my games. And I get this oh god, it's painful. I'm a poor little peasant at the bottom of the food chain, and these alphas just dominate me in the neutral as they come into my game and steal my SR and my lunch money by playing a hamster. Like it's just embarrassing, but it's oppressive. Like you play against a good Wrecking Ball player, you aren't going to be able to punish them if they know the rollouts. They know how to dislodge you from high ground positions. They know how to play around the cooldowns if you've maybe switched to something. If in Diamond, good luck getting somebody to switch to Brigitte or anything to try and shut down a good Wrecking Ball player. It just doesn't happen. But it's oppressive. I think a nerf like this is quite reasonable given how often Grappling Claw is off cooldown. Like I saw the comparison that somebody made to the rest of the CC abilities.
Yeah, that's a silly comparison.
Yeah, I think it's a silly comparison because Wrecking Ball is one of his primary parts of his kit is this kind of like his grapple claw. It's his movement. It's part of his damage. It's everything. So yeah, I think this is a good change personally. I think it's a nice change.
Yep, I'm glad they didn't go for his movement and instead went for some of his strength. I agree.
No, Overwatch. I feel like right now is like one of like the better times in terms of balance of the overall game.
Now they didn't touch Echo. They didn't touch Echo.
Echo's still very, very strong.
Echo's very powerful. Yeah,
I can talk about Echo for days. I'm not going to.
Give me your bullet point version.
Okay, well, she's in my nightmares. She inhabits my very being, my soul.
What would you recommend? What nerf?
There's nothing worse, Josh. I'm telling you right now. It always comes back to the fucking Smurf.
Here we go.
I'm currently trying to grind the masses on DPS.
Yep.
Okay.
How's it going?
I'm like 3,300 at the moment. Okay.
That's downwards. You were at 3,441.
I was at 300. Yes, I was. I was at 3,441. And I've lost a few games since then. But the point I'm making is There's nothing worse than playing against a DPS Smurf. You can tell they're a DPS Smurf. They got some weird characters in their name. They got a level 40 account, okay? And they're shit talking you in the chat because they recognize, oh, it's Bren from Plat chat. Oh, gotta kill him. Gotta kill the streamer. Kill the streamer. We get it. I'm cool. You want to be part of my life? I understand. But there's nothing more annoying than me working this guy in the neutral. I'm like the newbie on the streets. I'm like silver border account. This guy's just getting absolutely roasted by my McCree, which happens on a regular basis.
Okay.
And I'm like, and suddenly I hear that fated sound, the little, and I look to the fucking sky and I see that the Smurf called Dildo Mum, all in weird characters, has switched to Echo. He's got his fucking mercy pocket on him as well. And I'm like, well, the game is now significantly harder. Because I'm not going to get into it, but that is a hero that is very oppressive if you are good with it. Yeah. You have escape mechanisms. You have way to solo kill on flanks.
She's
like
so
no
fun,
other
though.
character. She is unbelievable. But yeah, I'm not going to get into it. We're not here to talk about that.
Nope.
We're not here to talk about my rank change. It's not about me. It's about Plat chat. Okay, so leave it in the past.
Just getting it out there.
Appreciate it.
Next.
What is next?
I think it was the. Oh, this is
This is a
gameplay.
great
Oh
clip.
I'm
my
watching you.
God.
I cannot believe you did this. You've brought bad memories, Kurt.
Wrecking Balls
Showed that like 2
underpowered.
episodes.
I know. I know you did.
I shared that clip with a bunch of people at work, and everybody was dying. Everyone was like, "What is he? What is that guy
Did you
doing?"
show them the Lucio that was going to stop me getting to
No,
point?
he wasn't there, Joe.
Look
at the Lucio. Look at him in the sky. He can't touch you. You're playing Wrecking Ball.
He can't touch me because I went to the right.
Where is
the
the
main?
on the wall up
He
there?
could've
He's
caught
gonna
me.
get you.
How are you looking up there anyway? If you're ball, you're not like looking
Yeah,
up
you're looking
top
straight
left
up.
towards the Lucio.
There's no
No,
way.
it's with hindsight. This is my POV.
No, I'm
This is
looking.
my POV.
No, I was looking.
I was
You
looking
would
at the
have made
Lucio
it
to
past
see.
that
Oh, this
Lucio by a mile.
No,
I saw-
it's my POV.
You can see the agony in my face. Speaking of experimental card changes, something got announced today, didn't it? Little thingy. What is it? Like a tournament experiment? Matt, you explain. I don't know what this is.
Yeah. So it's the Flash Ops Experimental Card Community Tournament. It's like at the end of March, and the graphic obviously that they released doesn't explain it. I saw John post something on Reddit, where essentially what'll happen is there'll be a panel of community members, pros, maybe some talent, maybe streamers, influencers, and that panel will get together and decide the balance of the game that goes into the experimental card. And then there'll be a
Ludicrous.
tournament played on it. So whoever's on this panel kind of holds the do they want to try and make something serious that, like, who knows, maybe it's awesome and it stays, or do they want to just make
Give
like
Reinhardt.
make fucking like
200
Zenyatta
damage
wall
swings.
climb or some shit? I don't know. Like, do they want to like give people
Half of
triple
the-
damage? Like,
Half of the panel will be voting for meme changes, and half of the panel will be voting to actually try and make it work. It
Yeah.
sounds hilariously ridiculous.
what would be the one change if you guys are on the panel you would push for?
Oh, that's a good question.
If you could make one change, what would be the change that you would push for?
Probably something with like ultimate charge rate or something, right? Like maybe just do it more about the base mechanics and the base
wow.
abilities or something like that.
Oh, roll
That's a
back ultimate
big
charge rate.
change.
That's interesting. Yeah.
You'd increase it?
Well, longer time to get your ultimate, yeah. Because I feel like sometimes it's just sort of like you get onto Overwatch and just like people throwing abilities around, and sometimes you get value, but you know, like make it more about the Widowmaker headshots and the Tracer flanking and you know stuff like that.
I would.
Bren would make Brigitte's shield 1 HP.
No, I would. I mean, I don't mind playing against Brigitte. I think she's in a pretty good spot, actually.
Make every ability a skill shot, no matter what it is. Everything needs to be a skill shot.
I would add combos to heroes that if you executed them properly, you would do a lot of damage.
How are you doing this in the experimental card?
Well, if you did I don't know. That's for them to figure out, not me. But I would, I
You
do
would-
it
you
like,
would
for
just
example,
redo ability combos. What?
Well, so
Yeah.
like grappling and shooting in the air would like double your damage or something.
Like if you Doomfist uppercut and then punch, it does triple damage and it shouts like
the
combo.
last one would be like, no, maybe not, because that's actually pretty strong. But like stuff like Brigitte, if you get a flash, what the hell am I talking about? Shield bash is what I was looking for.
Yeah, give Brigitte a flash.
Like a League of Legends
Whip
flash.
shot's just a flashbang, or you can just flash like League of Legends, just teleport.
Her bash. Maybe like you bash whip shot, and like it would. I don't know.
This is a terrible idea.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah,
remove-
this is
scrap that
bad.
idea.
This is bad.
Let's go in a
Let's
different
give
direction.
Junkrat a
I've
smoke.
been playing a
Now
lot
we're
of
good.
Hades recently, and one of the things
Yeah.
in Hades is a mechanic that's called the exposed mechanic. I think that if you could execute, if you were able to execute like a combo of two abilities on certain characters, it would put an exposed debuff on them, making them more susceptible to damage, which would encourage target fire if you managed to get it off. It would be hard to trigger, hard to get off on a character, but if you managed it, it would like, I don't know, they would
It'd be like a
they would take like,
You'd add Discord orb
yeah.
for everyone.
it would add, well, no, it would only be for certain characters, like Brigitte.
You'd add Discord orb to Brig.
But she would have to waste both of her cooldowns to apply it.
Lord Almighty.
So
Not waste it though. Use them. Not waste them.
So that's what I mean. But but
She'd
there's
have to
times,
hit them.
there's times when you want to save your shield bash and whip shot to peel from a Genji blade or something.
Right, but what you're saying is, if you're playing Brig into a ball, you can bash and whip shot him anyway, which we were planning on doing, and then it also applies Discord orb.
Yeah, except it's called
Absolutely bonkers.
It's called
How
exposed.
many heroes
Not
are in
this
Overwatch? How many heroes in Overwatch?
30.
There are 32 playable characters. Bren,
Wait, really?
there are 32 characters in the game. You chose the most broken one and made it even more broken.
It's
All
not
right, Josh,
broken,
what
though.
would you do outside of Bren making weapon
Brigitte
combos
was just the first
and
one that came to my
debuffs?
mind. I mean, you do this with everyone.
Give McCree a Discord. He has to hit a flashbang and roll.
No, it wouldn't work with McCree.
Give Hanzo a Discord. He has to hit his storm arrows.
It wouldn't work with Hanzo.
So,
Fire strike.
so then who?
I think where it makes sense is like
Zen.
no,
Mr.
no.
Pressy.
Like,
Give Zen a
I think
Discord.
Reinhardt's a good example.
Yeah, you fire strike,
if you
but
fire
you deal no
strike-
damage. You just expose them.
Yeah, if you fire strike and hit somebody with a hammer, that would be fucking broken. Actually, holy
Yes,
shit!
It'd be insane.
You literally wouldn't need. I mean, he could kill people through just a grav alone. Like if there was a shield, he would just swing and start killing people.
Yeah. You've
Okay,
proposed
let's
a
make
broken
it-
mechanic.
Let's make it so that the damage boost doesn't apply for you, but only your teammates.
I mean, why?
Because then it encourages team play.
This is never going to end.
No.
It encourages
Also,
team play.
this is not even possible on the experimental card. The
It could be.
experimental,
It's not
I don't think it is.
impossible.
Experimental card only tweaks values, right? And the whole point of it is that they don't have
Yeah.
to roll out a whole new patch just to run it.
Yes, this would not work.
Here's an experimental card, okay? Moira, you can use your heal and damage at the same time, but your
Yo.
resource deteriorate twice as quick.
Ooh.
That'd be
I mean,
interesting.
isn't that
That
very
is so
niche?
dumb. I don't know. I just said it.
I think it's
React.
That seems like it would be very niche.
I'll tell you what I would do, actually. I've thought of the
Yeah.
idea immediately here. I would take one of Jonathan's ideas from the past, from 2018, and I would let Reaper fly.
Reaper fly?
Yep, I would let Reaper's Wraith form fly.
It
And
would
he could-
bang!
He could move in
I
any
presented
direction.
that
Dude, what if-
idea
what if-
to
what
Jeff
if he could-
Kaplan.
what if he could
I
go
literally
through walls?
went down to Blizzard in Irvine, met with Jeff for lunch, and presented that idea to him.
I love it. I love it.
That's a go-getter attitude. I like that about you,
High
John.
ground
I took the
Control?
train down.
Send the
Yeah.
Reaper.
But also, you need people who aren't afraid to give out ideas like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I hope
nutcase
it's-
ideas are the best.
Yeah.
That's why Matt's good.
Yeah, that's why I'm good. I would love to see something like how Jin works in League of Legends, where the final shot of McCree's gun crits no matter where he hits.
Final shot, like the final bullet
So like
of the
the
gun.
final bullet in McCree's gun always crits.
But all you're saying there then is that he does.
Headshot damage anywhere.
Yeah, but that's like if you're just shooting shields or shooting tanks and you're not worried about actually getting the kill, then you're just massively buffing his DPS.
Does it apply to Fan the Hammer too?
No, wouldn't go to Fan the Hammer. It would only go to his single shot. But it would be interesting.
Is it really buffing it? Yeah, it is a buff. It
that's
is
a
buff.
huge buff.
I mean,
It is a
that is a
buff.
buff. I mean, he
If
could
they
get
added that
headshot
in the game
damage on
right
his
now, people would
shield.
be losing their minds.
It'd be pretty cool.
But it would be kind of sick though. The last
Yeah.
bullet, like you could save just one shot, right? And try and like hit somebody with it real
Well,
quick. And then roll and try and get more
I don't
bullets
think you would
back.
ever save your shots to hit somebody. The game doesn't operate at that pace. But I think it could. I mean, it's just a straight up flat buff for McCree. People
And then
aren't
I
gonna
would
be,
replace,
But it's actually one of the worst types of balance changes. No offense, man.
I would
it's-
replace Brigitte's whip shot with a golden gun from GoldenEye, and she could just pull it out, one shot somebody, and then just walk away.
I think
But her whip shot was the golden gun. She could just pull it out, just blow a Reinhardt up in one shot, and then just walk out.
I know that I'm cheating here by saying that I'm not going to nominate one change, but I think what I would do is try and nerf the heroes that I think are not fun. And it would just be like an so my thesis for the experimental card would just be, what if the Overwatch devs didn't give a shit about making everything balanced? And they just tried to make the most fun heroes the most powerful. And because when you're part of the community, you can do things that the devs would never do. Because the devs know that would be bad for the game as a whole. But you can just try it out and see, like, would the game be more fun?
Dude, I would bring back the Genji stuff that was in. Remember when Genji was good for a bit?
Tracer.
Oh no! Remember when
I
Genji
love
was
that
good
dash.
for a bit? When he had
Oh, the
like
Genji
the
edge
faster
dash.
projectile and the damage, they changed that.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got his ultimate got nerfed, his shurikens got nerfed.
Bro, you know what? I would give speed back to Nano.
Oh my god,
give them
yeah.
the speed
I tell you
back.
what I
Oh,
would
no.
do.
Speed back.
You know what I would
Bad
do?
memories.
I would change
What?
Hanzo so that there was no more parabola with his arrows. Instead,
What, he
they
would
fired.
Hit
Just
10?
straight?
They fired like a rail gun.
They go upwards.
So no.
They go upward.
No, they wouldn't go upwards. They'd fire like a
Poor
rail gun.
fletching.
They would go. It would be like charge it up, and the projectile speed would be the same, but it would be much slower. I'd say we'd half the projectile speed, or maybe not half. Maybe I don't know. It would have to look
like
good.
a Zen.
But it would be like imagine a railgun character where they and it like fires a slow moving projectile.
A
that
railgun
travels
is
in
not
a straight
slow.
line, and the strength, however long you charge it up for, determines the strength of it. I would change it to that, just to see what that's like.
So like
Okay.
Widowmaker charging her shot?
Yeah.
No, because it wouldn't be hit scan.
Dude, I would also what was that? What was the experimental card where Zarya had like multiple bubbles and shit?
Oh,
I just
yeah.
completely ignore Bren. I would
was
give
crazy.
Zarya the multiple bubbles. That was crazy.
That really
it would
was
be
crazy.
so broken. But it would be fucking fun.
That was a lot of fun when you could
I
bubble
mean,
your
she
entire
was
team.
just-
It was nonsense.
It
It
was
was so
ridiculous.
silly.
It was utterly.
It was crazy. But
Oh, to just remove Doomfist. I'll make that change.
I
Or
mean,
Sub-Zero.
genuinely, I would probably just, if I had one change, I would just nerf Echo a bit, nerf the focusing beam a bit more or something.
I'd nerf her tri-shot by 2 points of damage per projectile.
it's very
Okay,
precise.
That's very precise, actually.
Yeah.
You must have thought about that a lot.
I-
All right, cool.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
anyway.
fun though.
It'll be cool.
It's gonna be cool.
We're gonna do a post BlizzCon Plat chat, right, where we talk about all the stuff that happened.
Yes.
And that
Yeah.
when is that community tournament happening?
It's the end of March.
Oh, right. So it
quite a
actually,
way.
yeah, it won't be ready for that.
No, yeah.
We're for.
We'll do a
what's
recap
co-
episode
what's,
when we
what's
see
the
what
next
they did.
topic? I can't remember. My phone died. Shock versus the world.
Yeah.
Mm.
The voice of God is bestowed it upon me. And,
Kurt?
and that is what we're talking about. So
They
what is
announced-
this?
They announced the game modes for this.
It's the 12 hooks,
Yeah.
one hole, one hog. Wait,
12
12 hooks, one.
No, one hole. There's
One
12
hole.
hogs.
Yeah, there's 12 hogs, one
But you
hole.
can't call it 12 hogs, one hole.
Why not?
Because I've seen that video on Live Leaks. And
I can't defend this guy anymore. I can't fucking defend him.
He's unbelievable.
He's
He's
out here
unbelievable.
trying to get cancelled and fired, and also he's like an old man.
12 hooks, 1 hole.
yeah, I mean,
okay.
that's not
You
much
see
better.
the lineup here. Glister, Tayo, Smurf, Twilight. Avast is in this. J3 Emong, 3 of the Overwatch devs. Tactical drawing.
Emong and J3 is actually like pretty good, for this game mode. But why is Avast there?
He's turned
Go
into
like
a hog
Avast.
specialist.
He's good with the Roadhog. I've never seen Avast Roadhog. I don't know
Doesn't
if it's any
stream for
good.
his community anymore.
Oh. New Avast has really gone downhill.
Yeah, ever since he bought our
Sure.
house.
Yeah.
New
I want old
Avast.
Avast back.
Yep.
Old Avast had a great hog.
On the
Tactical
boss on that
drawing is basically Pictionary.
Oh,
which,
you're in this.
Yeah, I'm in this. So he obviously draws really well. Spoiler alert, I do not draw very well. It was a lot of fun.
Well, you've
I
already
thought I
done
was
it?
great at it. What?
You've already done it?
Yeah, I've drawn already. We can't draw live. Come on now.
Why not?
Don't give it away. The people
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
on the
not.
edge of their
Yeah, I'm not,
seats.
I thought it. Well, who wins?
No.
I can tell you who the fuck wins. Krusty against Lucio Dad's kind of dope.
Yeah. That'll be
Lucio
fun.
Dad is like the nicest guy on the planet. I don't know how the hell he like moving around in his chair the whole time. I mean, the guy's crazy, but this will be a ton of fun. It's not like I saw some people where they were like, well, I just wanted like I saw one person, they're like, well, why didn't they just go get the old Vancouver Titans to play against the Shock? I was like, I'm pretty sure the old Vancouver Titans wouldn't want to just come play against the Shock. Also, it's like if you just got the old Vancouver Titans just like out of bed to play the Shock, I'm pretty sure the Shock would just win.
Yeah,
like
think-
they're actively practicing for the Overwatch League. I'm pretty sure the game wouldn't be that good. Yeah, it was like some people are like, where are the fantasy teams from the past? It's like, where are you making these teams? And also these teams probably would lose.
I mean, they're also playing on ping.
That would
Yeah.
be fun though. I do think that would have been fun.
It would be cool to see something like that.
Some all-star team from the past against the Shock would be amazing. But I mean, we've skipped one as well. What the heck is the Chuckle Challenge?
Oh yeah, that's super
Sounds like
against
something from the northeast
Jeff.
of the UK. To me, to you,
To you, to me.
to me. I mean, no one else will get that
No
unless
one
you're
gets
from
it.
No,
England.
no, I don't get it.
No.
Chuckle Brothers.
what's
The
Look them
Chuckle
up.
Brothers, yeah.
Actually, don't
What is
bother. They
that?
weren't. I mean,
Chuckle
pioneers of
Brothers?
slapstick comedy.
I mean, it was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was good.
Matt's looking them up.
I thought the Chuckle Brothers were quite good.
When you were how old?
Young.
Yes.
Wait, what the hell is this?
It's funny. It's
They're
funny.
they're just slapstick comedians.
Don't ruin my childhood.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Don't ruin my childhood,
This
please.
shit looks terrible.
I mean, it's it's
It looks British, all right.
it's working class comedy. It is.
Barry Chuckle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of the other guy? Barry Chuckle and
Don't know.
someone else.
Paul Chuckle?
Oh,
Yeah, Paul
Yeah,
and Barry.
and Paul.
Barry and Paul.
Paul and Barry.
Yeah, they used to do a lot of TV shows when I was very young.
I liked him.
Kurt, have you ever seen the Chuckle Brothers?
No.
Kurt can usually.
No.
That didn't sound like Kurt.
No.
No, it's Kurt. It's definitely Kurt.
So
Yeah.
what is the Chuckle Challenge, Matt?
It's like a joke competition. What the hell?
Oh my
Okay.
god.
That-
What are you?
That
That
boy,
is
not the Chuckle Challenge.
That is not the Chuckle Challenge.
4.5k views in a year.
that boy needs a dentist.
Yeah.
What is this challenge?
Can you explain?
Oh, they go back and forth trying to make each other chuckle.
Oh, I quite like that. That's
With-
pretty good.
With like, do they have to tell jokes?
No, they dance. No, of course they do. Jokes.
I mean, that would work.
I mean, I also would watch. I would watch Super and Jeff in a dance off. I mean, I would also watch that.
I would definitely watch that. I'm more likely.
Do you guys
to
have
watch
any inclinations of who's gonna win?
The
Do
Chuckle
we have a
Challenge.
favorite? Like, what are the odds? Super versus Jeff Kaplan. Who has the highest odds?
I think Jeff has a
Yeah.
titanium mental.
I think Jeff would have a really
so
good
too.
deadpan delivery.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
he
also-
probably would.
And also, I think that Super's probably going into it thinking, yeah, okay, I'm the 2-time.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Mr. Entertainer,
Yeah,
Mr.
Entertainer,
Worldwide,
face of the Overwatch League.
millionaire.
Mr.
Yep.
Mr. Worldwide, that's Pitbull, right?
Yep, multi-millionaire. And
Yeah.
he's probably going into this thinking, I'm a funny guy.
And he's
probably
not
got this in the
ready.
bag. But then he gets closer to the event, and then he,
Yep.
ooh, and then suddenly those Moth nervous memes start,
Yeah.
flipping over to Super.
Are you
Also,
saying Super's gonna be nervous for the Chuckle Challenge?
Yes.
It might make him
Probably,
laugh
might.
more.
Also-
might make him laugh more.
Also, isn't Jeff Kaplan a father? So he has the added power
Dad
of dad
jokes.
jokes.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Is he a father?
I
Yeah.
have no idea actually, but I assume he is because he's got a beard. I don't know. I've literally no
I
idea.
am not a father. I have a beard.
Yeah, true, but you're also a man child, whereas he's like he's an actual
A
adult.
respected professional.
Yeah,
You kind of have a little. You have a little beard growing, Josh, right?
yeah. Well,
Small mustache.
I
small
just haven't been
little
able to shave this
mustache.
morning because the world shut
No-
down in
yeah,
Texas.
There's no hot water.
Yeah,
Don't remind us.
Yeah.
Please. Living
But-
in
Yeah.
some Charles Dickens dystopia.
yeah. Super's got a good chuckle though. I think it'll come out to play. I think he will lose the chuckle challenge.
I think his chuckle will come out to play. I
Are
don't
you-
know why.
you
It's
ready for-
terrible.
Wait, you
What?
want to talk about a 6v6 showdown?
It's cool to see Rascal back.
Yeah, wait, who's playing in this?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it literally says on your screen. Rascal's
Rascal's
there.
on the I mean, it's not formatted fantastically. It's a lot of text,
because they insist on using their full names in it as well.
Yeah.
Well, only on some of them.
No,
For Super they didn't, and for Smurf they didn't.
because they'd already mentioned him earlier on in the article.
Yeah, because they mentioned him
fool.
earlier. Yeah.
The only people they didn't release the full names of were the 3 Overwatch game devs, which I don't know why, but they don't want to tell us who they actually are.
No.
I'm keeping it under wraps.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it-
mum's the
It is going to
word.
be very interesting to see McGravy and Space steer up the front line of Team World.
Yeah, they're probably gonna have
True.
to play like some unorthodox compositions.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like what?
but I mean, they also have Super and Smurf on the other team, so
Yeah, and I mean their support line is Sleepy and Dogman.
yeah,
It's a lot of overlaps
Yeah.
with this.
It'll be
it's an all-star
fun
team.
for the sole reason of seeing how they actually managed to pull this off.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I think the shock might roll them
I think
if they're playing properly, but who knows if they will.
Well, of course, but hopefully they won't.
Yeah.
I
If
think
they
that's the
play-
premise behind this game. It's like Shock's gonna come in and play full force. It's like, no, please don't.
If they play different,
We're having fun. It's video games.
They might stand a chance if they play like, I don't know, is Dive, is Reaper.
Oh, the McGravy Winston. I've
Why
heard
do you
great
just
things.
shake your hands whenever you announce a meta? Like,
let's move on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we should move on. This next segment, I'm particularly proud of. Cooked this one up in the
Yeah.
lab, and it's a pretty nice concept. So we all know that Matt's got a new job.
Yeah.
Matt, Mr.X Morello, has a new job.
Who's he work for?
Blizzard.
Oh yeah,
In fact, so
Oh.
much so that he's changed his last name to Blizzard. So we are going to be presenting our Overwatch 2 pitches, or BlizzCon preview pitches. What we want to see announced, maybe. I don't know how we're wording this. But we're presenting...
BlizzCon preview pitches to Mr. Blizzard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're presenting our pitches to Mr. Blizzard. Matt is Mr. Blizzard. He's going to give us the thumbs up, thumbs down, tell us what he likes, tell us what he doesn't like about our ideas that the rest of us want to see.
Yep.
and we've all made our own
We all made our own
PowerPoint
presentations.
presentation.
Yes.
A lot of work went into this one.
Yep.
Johnny,
Who's first?
Johnny,
Which one of you
let's
peasants
do
is
you
first?
first, Johnny.
Am I first? Oh,
Yeah.
dear God. I don't think
Yeah,
this
let's
is a
see
good
Johnny.
idea.
Let's see Johnny's presentation.
It's like when,
What
when you're doing a
revolutionizing the gaming industry. Wow, this
Yeah.
is huge.
So-
this even goes further than Overwatch. The whole industry.
I mean, I was a bit ambitious perhaps with the title of this. So, I think, of course, it's never fun to be the first one presenting in class. You sit there and you wait and you hope that you're like number 7 or 8. So by the time people are tired of hearing ideas, they kind of just like, listen to you speak while they like sit on their phone or like whatever. So it's never good to be first. So cook this one up in the lab, revolutionizing the video game industry. Put a lot of thought into it. Spent all night. And yeah, we can just go ahead and show it, Kurt. The next slide, please. There it is. There it is. Hats. Okay. I want them to bring hats, please.
Hats?
Bring hats
Wow.
to Overwatch 2. Please announce this. Reason being, I don't think it would be great if they decided to charge like $60 for Overwatch 2. You know, I think that at this point in time, I think that we need to actually bring some fantastic like cosmetic packages and stuff. Where did he go off?
Is this it?
He's had a giggle fit and had to go off the screen.
Josh, come back, Josh.
He's gone. He's
You
gone.
can't just leave
Where's
a
he
meeting,
gone?
Josh.
I'm
You can't just
presenting.
leave a meeting.
He's gone to the
Get
bathroom.
over here.
He's gone to the bathroom.
Do I just continue?
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
go. This is your one moment to pitch.
No, for real though. Okay. For real though, I think the current skin system in Overwatch kind of blows. I think it's really not fun at all. I really do think so. I look at other games and like how they handle like you know, in-game cosmetics and stuff like that, and like they release like a new package where it's like, hey, here's a bundle of like this cool character and it's bringing all these cool skins, or like it has a theme or something like that.
But that's not
But
what
for the
you're
most part have all
pitching
the-
here, Jonathan. You're pitching the existing skins having hats.
No, hold on. Okay,
Sorry,
it's
sir,
my presentation. It's not
Sorry.
like debate.
I had to
I'm
go
not
to the bathroom.
debating.
Did I miss anything?
No, we're still on hats.
Yeah,
Okay,
apparently this turned into a debate about whether hats are good for the game or not when I'm doing a presentation, okay? It has a storyline.
Yeah, okay, I
My
won't
presentation has a
interrupt
storyline, and I'm not even going to the meat and potatoes.
Yep, sorry.
Well, go.
won't
I mean,
interrupt
nobody's
you.
stopping you. Yeah,
Well,
go.
so what I said was, I think that the loot box system is kind of ass relative to the rest of the video game industry. I think by like seeing all the skins come out, it's like, oh, you know, well, of course, I'm not going to deny that Overwatch has some of the best skins in the video game industry. And like every event, there's some kind of skin. There's like at least one or two that just like stun you, which is like, you know, the artist did a fantastic job with this skin. Like it's incredible. But like buying loot boxes and hoping you get the right one instead of just being able to like pay directly for certain skins, I think is a bit of a problem because it disincentivizes you trying to buy the skins you actually want. I feel like that in a way, where it's like I'm not as incentivized to buy loot boxes because I feel like, you know, there's a slim chance I'll get the skin I want, and then I have to like, you know, get enough currency to eventually buy it, and it's just like it's just not that hype to me.
So
Maybe
how do
I'm wrong here?
hats solve this?
Well, hats is a synonym for being able to directly purchase skins and in that way change the monetization of the game. Because I think if you monetize skins differently within the game, you're also able to change the way you price Overwatch. Because I think at this point in time, you know, they gotta you gotta charge something for Overwatch because you're giving the skins for free because the customer is already paying for the base game, right? That's how it works. Because they couldn't be like, yeah, we're gonna charge for Overwatch, and then we're gonna charge for skins too.
Mr. Larsson, what is this presentation about? All I see on my screen, all I've seen you present is hats.
Oh
And
my
you
god!
just-
Do you
and
have a
you just
brain,
got- and
mate?
you
Like I
just-
understand
and
you
you
have
just-
eyes and you're seeing the slide in front of you, Mr. Blizzard.
And you
But
just
think
rambled for
yourself.
4 minutes. You just rambled for 4 to 5 minutes about stuff that isn't here, stuff that's not on the slides. What is this about?
I will admit this presentation did not go as I thought it would. I have not thought this
I
through.
mean, all you said is you wanna redo all of the monetization, and when you want to redo it all, you've included nothing about the hats that you built your entire presentation
I
around.
photoshopped those pictures myself. I went into Google search and I found the hats and I applied them to Overwatch characters. That took time.
If we made Junkrat look like that, we would get sued.
What do you mean?
That is a Mario.
No, it's not.
You just replaced the letter on his hat.
It wasn't me. That was the original artist. I just
I mean,
copied and pasted it.
This is terrible. I mean, look, I understand you want to redo monetization. I get it, but like, You could have made this about like a battle pass. You could have made it about a different store in the game. And all you did was just put a bunch of hats on a PowerPoint and just scream about nothing. I mean, if I could, I would tell you to leave my office. I mean, this is just horseshit.
Well, there's one more slide.
Oh, show me the slide. Show me the slide. That's it. That's all you prepared? You want to be full time? And that's all you've done?
Johnny crashed.
This is internet.
I mean, this is ridiculous. You want a future in game design, and all you've done is pitch Jeff on Reaper flying, and then me on hats. I mean, this is sad. I mean, this is just you claim to be up to date on what's going on in other games. Well, what other games are selling hats? Who's selling hats in games?
Among Us?
You want Overwatch to be cool, and you don't want gun skins. You don't want new battle passes. You want to just throw hats on the ones we already have.
Oh, he didn't say that.
It's a terrible idea.
Well, okay, well, let me defend Johnny a little bit here.
Okay.
What I disagree with is the concept of hats. I actually really like the skins that we have.
You disagree with the only thing that was in his presentation.
Yeah, but that was the only slide.
There was passion behind his words.
There was.
There was pure passion. I'll defend Johnny here by saying that I like your concept, your idea, right? The loot box model is outdated. I'm agreeing with you. I want to see a move to like either the battle pass system or being able to individually purchase the skins you want. I think that's a good move.
I agree with you, Bren. That's not what I was pitched. I was pitched hats on the skins we have.
That was in his pitch. I heard that. What I don't like is the hats.
That was most of his pitch, was the hats.
The hats. One of the best things about the Overwatch.
It says hats. That's it. It says hats. And there's just a bunch of hats.
Yeah, I don't like this aspect of the pitch.
Did you like the opening slide or the closing slide?
Yeah, good.
They're revolutionizing the gaming industry, and then he just shows me hats.
It set the scene pretty well, yeah. I like those, but
yeah,
that was pretty ass, wasn't it?
Hey, I'm gonna go into Nike and be like, hey, here's the pitch to revolutionize sneakers. Let's put jackets on sneakers, little jackets on the back of your sneakers. Like, how
That's
stupid
not even
would that
close
be?
at all.
That would be stupid.
How is that the same thing?
Did I finish my
Nobody would
point?
do that. It's terrible.
I really, what I like about the Overwatch skin system is how each skin is a complete package, and
That's true.
the whole thing fits an aesthetic. If you could swap around different parts, you'd reach a point where you'd be in like with TF2, where you're playing, I don't know.
The art style got very mangled.
Yeah, it got mixed around, and you could create some wacky stuff in TF2. Whereas I like the consistent theme that each skin brings, and you won't have that if you had hats in the game.
I mean, also, wasn't the report from, I want to say Bloomberg, but it could have been actually anybody. I have no idea where
It
this
was
report
not
was from.
Bloomberg.
What
The
was
earnings report, I think you're talking about. The earnings call.
Yeah. Sorry. The earnings call, where they said that they wanted to transition other titles within Activision Blizzard more towards the Call of Duty model, which, I mean, maybe they're not talking about Overwatch, but they might be. And that's what a lot of the subreddit was talking about as well on competitive Overwatch, saying like, oh, well, maybe we will be getting a battle pass. Maybe they will be going free to play. Maybe they will be trying to monetize the game in a different direction. So, I mean, I think that would be really cool as long as they don't add hats. I think everything else that Jonathan discussed would be really good for the game.
Look, Johnny,
Thank you.
I appreciate the passion in your pitch, but you put just about zero effort into your presentation. I mean,
I photoshopped.
You didn't tell me how you would structure this monetization. You didn't say what the replacement for loot boxes would be.
Hats.
You didn't. I mean, that's just terrible. I mean, could you imagine if we released Overwatch 2 today and the main feature was hats? people would fucking lose it. I mean, come on now. We've been working on this game for so long, and what we got the big reveal is hats. I mean, Jesus, you're gonna be designing some other games soon. I mean, there ain't no room for your ideas here.
I'm a man that is able to take a step back and be introspective and think about my actions. And I appreciate your feedback, Mr. Blizzard. It's been an honor to meet you and speak to you.
Yeah, no.
And I will apply this feedback to my next slide.
Next time I would suggest making your PowerPoint about what you actually wanted to talk about, not about hats. Hey, Bren, what do you have? What do you have?
We're saving yours to last.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess
we could, actually, no, we can do mine if you want.
Brennan's not ready to present.
No, I'm ready to present. I'm ready to
Okay.
present.
All right.
Okay.
So just as a little bit of a buffer before we go into this, Bren sent me a video of his slideshow or his presentation.
What do you mean?
So I built mine in PowerPoint 2007.
Okay.
So it comes with some animations and sounds. It couldn't import that into Google Slides. It's a bit it's a bit behind the times. But I recorded it for you all. So if you could play, thank you for playing the video. And at some point I get into this.
Wait, did you just record the screen?
No. I get
just
into this.
tell me when to stop it.
Okay, press play.
Do we hear the audio?
You should. Hello and welcome to my Overwatch 2 pitch.
Didn't we take that pose out of the game?
Shut up. Next slide. Who am I? Brennon Hook from Gloucester. I like video games. I like Overwatch.
I know, that's why you're here. You work here.
Next thingy, please unpause. Pause again.
Is that a picture of Gloucester Church?
That's Gloucester Cathedral. One of the most famous landmarks.
What does this have to do about the game, Brennan Hook?
I'm not finished yet. Don't interrupt me.
A minute for the storyline.
This is Gloucester Cathedral. This is where this is a famous landmark, one of the most famous landmarks of Gloucester. It's beautiful. They filmed some parts of Harry Potter there.
How does Gloucester Cathedral help us in Overwatch 2?
I'm getting to that. But they filmed parts of Harry Potter there. Play it again, sorry, Kurt. What is my new feature?
Aliens?
A ranked experience like no other.
Why is other on the next line? Is there a reason that other is capital and on the next line with a bullet point? Is that the feature?
Look at the spelling of experience.
Yeah, wait.
Experience.
Mr. Hook, did you look over this at all?
There's more. There's more. An in-game tournament. Client. So this is
what is okay? So you want in-game tournaments?
Yep. I want in-game tournaments. In the Overwatch client, I want this to be the announcement for Overwatch.
Which would be in the game. Yep.
But I want this to be like next slide. How would it work?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Why are there aliens?
Is that ET?
Dude, that was there was no text.
What do you mean?
Well, here's how it works. This is the slide that explains how it works. Queue up in game. Find 5 people or solo queue and get put into a timed tournament system.
Okay.
Kind of like how League of Legends does, where you have a set amount of time to sign up and play, getting cosmetic rewards and competing and money at the highest levels. Next one. The highest levels would have dedicated tournament admins to help solve issues.
So what? How many? What? We're just hiring people to just sit there and just wait for stuff to happen?
No.
What if you did it like community service? where it's like in real life, where like you just force people. Like if people get banned too much, they can get unbanned if they admin tournaments.
The Hat Man wants to put the community to work.
So the way I see this working is
you get priority passes. Come on.
The way I see this working is, you could solo queue, and if you solo queued, you got put into the solo queue system, where it'll put you with other teammates. You pick your role, of course, but you're solo queuing. You only play against other solo queuers in this tournament. It's essentially like ranked. But once you had your team, you stayed with that team all the way through until the end. Now, the way it works in League is the lower your skill level, the longer you have to sign up for it because you've got more of the player base. But when you get to the higher levels and there's less people playing at a level, they really narrow down the window of which you have to sign up so that they start the tournaments on time.
Right.
And it's called the class
What happens
system
if
in League of Legends.
what happens if your teammate leaves if you do the solo queue one? Do you just lose?
I didn't really think that far ahead.
So let's say if I signed up and I committed to this thing and then my teammates suck and we lose the first game and I just bounce, do I just screw these other people over for the rest of the day?
I think there would be harsh punishments.
Yeah, but I don't give a shit. I'm not going back in because I had a shitty teammate, so now I'll just go play ranked.
Bans.
Hardware bans. Hardware bans? What if they disconnect by accident on the internet?
Well,
the hardware ban?
There's a difference.
What do you mean?
How is there a difference?
How are we going to tell the difference?
Bans, but you would be banned from ever playing in the tournament system for that season.
But what if my internet went out?
Tough luck.
So I'm just
It's a
hardware
tournament
banned from the
system.
whole system.
What would you do if a tournament? If you get kicked in a tournament in an actual tournament?
You screw over your friends and your friends get angry at you.
I think you're onto something here, but I wouldn't allow people to just solo queue their way in. I think you have to
if you solo queue,
and play with the team.
Other solo queuers.
But okay, so if you played ranked right now and you got a team and you guys got slaughtered, would you continue to be locked into that team for a few hours if that was a thing?
If you get slaughtered, you're out.
So it's single elim.
Yes.
Okay. How many teams in each bracket?
8.
You just pull that number straight out your ass.
And are these like are these series? Are they best of ones? How is this structured?
Best of 2s.
Best of 2s.
Best
what happens?
of 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not Mr. Blizzard. Listen,
if you can
ask
draw,
questions.
they play another one.
It's a best of 2.
So they have a tiebreaker in a best of 2.
So it's a best of 2 with a tiebreaker. So
yeah, it's a best of 2 with a tiebreaker.
Yeah, no, that's the best way of phrasing that.
Best of 2 with a tiebreaker. That's interesting. Very interesting.
I'm a little bit nervous. Sorry.
It's okay. Is this paid? Like, would people have to pay to sign up? Is it free? How do we monetize this? How do we get people in and out?
You could buy tickets, or you could earn them by being endorsed.
Oh, for a second there, sir, I said you can earn them by being indoors. I was like, well, everybody, I assume, plays indoors.
Endorsed, like the endorsement system.
Yes,
The outdoor Overwatch player.
you could earn tickets if you get a high endorsement. You get tickets alongside the loot boxes that you would normally get, and that can buy your entry in. So it incentivizes also if you wanted to play in that to be nice to people. I think
that's quite.
There was one more thing on my presentation.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's look at it real quick.
One more thing.
I really like this.
There it is.
That was it.
What's that little tower down below?
That was a lighthouse, wasn't it?
I went into clip art and found it. I thought it looked good.
You know, I kind of like the idea of in-game tournaments. I think, people playing together makes Overwatch better. Hats do not make Overwatch better. I feel like you have something here, Bren. I would like to see you work a little bit more on this project.
Yeah.
Maybe you can take Jonathan under your wings and he can work on it with you, since he's got nothing to work on since his idea has been killed.
Okay.
Maybe he can help you out on a bit. He may know
Thank you.
something about tournaments.
Thank you
And if
very
he's
much,
not
Mr.
good,
Blizzard.
report back to me. We'll get rid
Okay.
of.
Thank you, Mr.
Get
Blizzard.
rid of. No
Thank you.
problem. You, Joshua, you got anything today?
Yeah, I do. Kurt, my animations are based on your clicks, so I'm gonna need to be very precise with when you click.
What?
Whoa!
Where's her body?
Here is the beginning of my presentation. Click.
Lore in Overwatch.
Lore?
I want more lore in Overwatch. I want them
Did
to
you
announce.
draw her out?
No, she just fit to the screen that way. I don't
What's
know why.
wrong with her feet? Her feet look like the foot here looks so big.
Yeah.
It's like a duck.
I want more lore in Overwatch, and this is what I hope.
But if you want lore, we gotta be true to the characters in the universe, and you just mangled the main character's body in the first slide.
Well, you're the ones making it, not me. Next click.
There it is.
What happened? We're on the same page.
This is my slideshow. My name is Sideshow. I would like to pitch some more lore in Overwatch. Please click the next button.
Whoa! It's like the Overwatch intro.
Everybody in Overwatch loves lore. It is a fact. If you don't love lore, then you are a grumpy pants. And all of my classmates want to know what happened to Reaper to turn him bad. Click.
But like, hold on. I mean, this is ridiculous. I get you want lore, but like, you haven't told me how you want the lore. You just said, I want to know why Reaper's bad.
This is an introductory slide. I'm getting into how I want the lore presented and what I want.
Okay, fine.
This is how Reaper turned bad.
What?
Click.
We put on a costume.
He turned bad.
You just put a mask on.
Here is what I want to know about the lore.
Okay.
Number one, tell me more about Omnics. I love listening to Bren talk about AI. Click. The arcs about Omnics and what makes a sentient being human or worthy of the same rights we afford humans are the best arcs in Overwatch.
True.
Click.
Yeah, it's a good point.
A lot of the Overwatch heroes are openly anti-Omnic, treating them as second-class citizens. This provides a wonderful counterbalance to the goody-goody nature of Overwatch and the heroes, which otherwise would be sickening. Click. I also love the arc about god programs, like Anubis, remember that one that Farah killed? Do you guys remember that comic? That could control other Omnics, and I also like that season of Westworld where they talked about mazes.
Hold on here, Sideshow. What do you propose we do? You just rattled off the story we already have.
Yeah, and I think that, so, to expand on that, wait, click. You're dumb if you disagree, and you are part of the reason the AI will kill us all.
Get prepared!
But, to expand on this topic further, I believe that the greatest part about the Overwatch lore at the moment is the kind of exploration of what the world would look like if non-human conscious beings were created, and what would make them.
They already were created. They're the Omnics. We already have them.
But I'm saying it has reflections for our actual existence, and I think that's very cool. And I think that even though the characters are good that we have at the moment, I want more exploratory lore about the kind of world that they inhabit. I want universe building, not necessarily character building.
Do you want a show? Do you want more animated shorts? Like what do you want?
I like comics, but I'm not good at reading, so yeah, any picture stuff is good as well.
You just want pictures.
Well, no, also
Pictures.
I want you guys to tie up a lot of the loose ends that there are. So
okay, like what?
Well, click. How and why did Gabriel Reyes become Reaper? Huh?
You just showed us. He put a mask on.
I showed you what happened. I didn't show you how it happened, and I definitely didn't show you why it happened, because guess what, Mr. Blizzard, no one knows because you haven't told us yet. So
maybe
I would
we haven't
really like
written
you
it
to
yet.
tell us.
Maybe we haven't written it yet. I mean,
somebody's got already happened.
Just
yeah,
right.
but like, but we did it, but we didn't really know. So like, we're gonna figure it out. It's all right. What's the next thing?
Click. What happened in that explosion that was believed to have killed Gabriel Reyes and Jack Morrison? Explosions don't just happen. They were having an argument. Reaper had already existed. What happened? What happened, huh?
I mean,
I would like you to explore that in one of the comments. Click.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
This one's really interesting, actually. What are Sombra's motivations? In Overwatch, a lot of the good guys are just good guys, and the bad guys are just bad guys, and then the Omnics exist as this neutral third party that are just squashed as second-class citizens, which is cool. But also, these are different bad guys. What are Sombra's motivations? Is she betrayed
Well, not
Talon?
all bad guys are always just like bad guys forever. I mean, they could turn and be good guys. They could be
But Sombra didn't.
like
she just blackmailed
vigilantes in
instead
the
of
middle.
assassinated. Okay,
you
well,
don't know that.
No, we do know that. That was in Infiltration, the short that was about Sombra. She
Okay,
blackmailed.
Fine. I mean, you know the fucking lore better than I do. Why aren't you just writing the rest of this shit?
I would like to apply for that position if it's open as well at the end. But for now, let me continue with this.
Keep going.
The final point is very important. Click. Is Maximilian a good accountant for Doomfist, or can they catch him committing tax evasion like they did with Al Capone? And will that potentially be an arc in the story of how they end up taking him down?
What? No. This is so stupid. And even if they did take down Doomfist for tax evasion, we've already seen them been broke out of jail. I'm sure another group could just break him out of jail again.
Well, if you took his fist away from him, he would just be Doom, and then he wouldn't be able to break out of jail. So.
But he's not the one who's actually breaking himself out. He's having other people break him out, you dumbass.
Okay, well, catch them all for tax evasion, maybe. Okay, next slide, click.
What if they don't have any money to report? They may not.
Also,
who's this?
Mulga seems really cool. I like him as a character, so could you guys release him as like a new agent or a new hero, sorry. I've been playing a lot of other games recently because Overwatch hasn't had very much new content, so I've had to go and play other games. But if you could release this guy as a new hero, that would be really cool. This guy's really cool. He helped cover up for Batiste. He's like a really bad guy. He kills a lot of people, but he's really nice to Batiste. So
Batiste is a good guy.
Batiste was a bad guy. Batiste was a bad guy.
But now he's a good guy.
Yeah, now he's a good guy.
But you just told me in the last slide that the bad guys can't become good guys. And then the next slide, you just told me Baptiste was a bad guy that became a good guy.
I said Sombra didn't become a good person. And we should really use the word person instead of guy, Mr. Blizzard, because that's very gendered. So if you could use good person instead.
So what is this with Mulga? He was just a background character we added for flair in a comic.
He's really cool, and he looks like Maui from
Chad Maui.
Moana, yeah, he looks like the demigod. That was voiced by The Rock.
Sure,
so if you could get The Rock to voice him, and then tell me more about him. He's really cool.
Yeah, we'll add Maga.
Cool.
We'll add Maga eventually. Sure, yeah.
Okay,
whatever.
cool. Agent 31 confirmed.
Yeah.
Click.
We already have 31. We have 32.
Oh, 33. I like comics. Put them in the game,
comics
please.
In the game.
Yeah, because otherwise they just get released on PDFs, and I've missed out on a lot of lore because it's released as PDFs, and my mom won't let me download files from the internet. So
how many things are we gonna put in the game?
Huh?
And you're like 30.
No, I'm 26. Please put them in the game so I can read them
and
while
your
I wait for
mother's
my
not
DPS
gonna let
queue.
you download PDFs.
No, because some of them have viruses, and so she doesn't know where they're from. So she won't let me download PDFs. So. If you could add them as like a little, because at the moment it says like Overwatch League and no one watches that. So instead, if you just put comics and you click on that and it brings up the comics, I think more people would like that.
People love the Overwatch League.
Yeah, some people, but I like comics. So if you could put the lore in the comics and put them in the game, that would be really cool. Because then everyone could watch. Like, what about the shorts? Put the shorts in the game client as well, and then people can watch them too.
How many? We only have so much space in the client. If we're gonna put the tournament thing in the client, we can't put the comics in the client. We can't put the shorts in the client. We gotta add other monetization in the client. How many different? What if we just made?
Are pretty low resolution. Like, don't take up a lot of space.
Look, the hats aren't happening. You can shut your mouth.
Okay.
What if we just released these in physical form? What if we just made physical comics?
Wait, physical comics?
Yeah, I think
physical, like real comics.
I think
like
my mom would let me buy those. Yeah.
Isn't that bad for nature? Like you use trees and stuff?
No.
Nah.
No, trees are used for a lot of things. You can plant more trees.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could always plant more trees. Yeah, that's a good point.
Click. Click. Click.
Wow.
That's it.
Wait, what?
This is it?
What's with the spin?
It's done now. That's the
now.
end.
This is the end. So do you not want more animated shorts? All you talked about was lore, and there were no animated shorts mentioned. You don't want any of those?
No, I like those as well. I want more of those.
I want animated longs.
I want more of everything. I just love the lore. I can't get enough of it, and I just want more. And if you don't announce it at BlizzCon and don't add more lore in Overwatch 2, I will scream and scream and scream until I'm sick.
All right. I mean, I want to add more lore just to make you go away because you're creeping me out. I mean, I'm sure we can make that happen. Though? I did. I thought yours, the way you read it was very much like a serial killer, but I think like the content in it, it made some sense. I would say, Jonathan's presentation was not really even about what he wanted it to be about, and it was only one slide.
It was metaphorical.
We can't make decisions here off of one slide with no backup. No,
I kept the slides to a minimum so you could concentrate on the speaker rather than the images.
I mean, I tuned you out because the images were just so shit. Bren, I thought had a good idea. His presentation was super odd. The pictures had nothing to do with what he was presenting.
Now he's wearing a beret.
And Josh, I think you're onto something with the lore. I think everybody wants lore. But like, no, you don't want a movie, you don't want a show, you don't want shorts.
Well,
all you talked about was
I think
putting comics in the game.
I think movies and shows are a lot of effort, right? You need to work on them for a long time.
It's true.
Writing words and doing art for them is not as much effort as an entire movie. I have a lot of respect for people who write words, but that's just a fact.
You have to write words for a movie.
Yeah, exactly, which makes it more effort to write the movie. So I'm just pitching something simple here. I just want.
Well, not really, because we could just write one movie instead of like 10 shorts.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was just asking for comics because I think they're even easier than shorts, aren't they? I'm starting low with you here, Mr. Blizzard. Simple.
Nobody pitched anything cool. I mean, these are all things we already kind of have. Nobody was like, "Oh, I want like an Overwatch trading card game," or "I want like a."
Overwatch in-game tournament clients do not exist currently. They are not a thing. That is brand new.
Hats don't exist.
Doesn't count.
That'd be a good idea.
Hats don't exist in the game at all. The game is not free to play. The game does not have a battle pass, and also, there's a lot of lore still left to be discovered, and we haven't heard about it in a long time.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Look, I'll take your guys' 2 presentations, and I'll run them up the poll. Yeah, Johnny, I'll delete yours in case somebody's snooping around. Yeah, I mean, I don't want anybody like nobody gets into like the Google Drives and sees like what's been shared. I don't want that embarrassment to fall on you, so I'll just get rid of that one. So nobody up above finds it.
That's very kind.
Thank you, Mr.
I feel ready
No
for
problem.
BlizzCon now.
I am very ready for
That was
BlizzCon
good.
now.
If I see my presentation at BlizzCon, I'm suing.
I don't think anyone's dude. Okay, that was actually fucking funny. Johnny, your presentation was terrible.
Any response, Johnny? Just silence.
Kind of wasn't it?
Well, I liked it because the opening gave the illusion that it was going to be.
I thought it was going to be
grand and professional and very well done.
I just didn't know that Mr. Blizzard would be so hands-on and such a perfectionist. I was trying to make plant ideas in people's heads. Not
last topic of the day. Friends play of the week. Oh,
Hello?
yeah, we don't have videos. Sugar. Yeah. My play of the week this week. I could have given it to a lot of people, but I can't remember if I've given it to this person before.
I think you have.
Who am I giving it to?
I mean, all I know is I saw you looking at the BBC News website. So I think it's going. I think it's going to the scientific community.
And that's where you're wrong.
Oh.
Because it's not going to the scientific community. It was a red herring that I had brought up alive. Yes. It is instead going to Smex.
What the fuck? You actually baited the shit out of me.
It's going to Smex for coaching me on tank and helping me become a better Overwatch player in game. And so Smex is getting my player of the week. I think I may have given it to Smex before. I can't remember if I have.
By the way, this tweet that he retweeted is fantastic. I mean, not that one, but his is amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's a lot of these. There's one for you, John.
There's one for you, Jonathan.
Oh yeah. I
Look at
saw
that.
this, yeah.
That's pretty great.
Oh Jesus Christ.
That one's excellent. That's really good as well. That's fantastic. And then also, where's Smex's? Smex's is higher above.
Higher
and it's the one on the bottom right.
Roses are red, existence is pain. I didn't get my heart fixed just so you could break it again.
That's amazing. I mean, that is an elite level card.
Yep.
That's a cute picture of Smex right there.
Yep.
That's a
Very
jolly
nice.
smile.
Very
Yeah.
nice pictures of
It's
all of us.
amazing how good looking he is when you cover his head, his forehead.
Yeah.
You have no room to
Look
talk.
at you talking.
Yeah.
Might be the same with me if I'm lucky. No.
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 Look like an
Not
elf.
really.
I look like a little pixie.
You look like a RuneScape man.
You look like a RuneScape character.
That's what you look like. Goddamn RuneScape gnome. You're the gnome child over here, dude. Look at this dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I gave it to Smex this week. That's my player of the week. That's the episode of Plat Chat Overwatch concluded. Follow our Twitter, Plat Chat Podcast. Leave a comment with what you want to see announced at the Overwatch BlizzCon thingy. And
What a mess of an episode.
we'll
And we have-
see
we have
you.
some previews
Yeah,
coming
we'll
out.
see you for the team previews.
Oh yeah.
On-
Wait. Aren't we supposed to say that before we end the episode? Have you ended, Kurt?
No, team previews on Thursday and Saturday, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Same time
exactly.
every
And if
week.
you're curious why we didn't talk about news, you can find out about the news in the team previews.
Exactly.
So that
We're
it'll
gonna
come.
cover all the team.
We'll
all the
cover
clips in
the
team
stuff. Don't
preview.
worry.
Yep, no hats. No hats.
Goodbye.